Happy Friday and welcome to this week's episode of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young and fall is rapidly approaching, meaning a whole lot is going on in the sports world. Some sports are just beginning, while some are drawing to a close. This weekend marks what's known as Week 0, otherwise known as the official kickoff of college football. The number 21 Iowa State Cyclones kick off their 2025 season against the Big 12 conference rival Kansas State Wildcats in a special matchup in Dublin, Ireland on this Saturday, the 23rd. Kickoff will be at 9 a.m. Last season, Iowa State came up just shy to Arizona State in the Big 12 Conference Championship game. Meanwhile, Kansas State finished in 8th in the conference. There are 5 total games during Week 0. The official Week 1 will begin next Thursday, August 28th. The game that most, if not all, football fans will be looking forward to will take place next Saturday, August 30th. Number 1 Texas will travel to Columbus, Ohio to take on the defending national champions, number 3 ranked Ohio State, in a rematch of last year's playoff semifinal. It's very rare that this big of a matchup takes place so early in the season, so be sure to tune in and enjoy it. That game will kick off on August 30th at 9 a.m. on Fox. The other football season also began this week. The English Premier League began last Friday when reigning champion Liverpool and AFC Bournemouth met for the first match of the 2025 season. Liverpool picked up right where they left off, earning a 4-2 win. There are a full slate of matches this weekend, so be sure to tune in to watch the highest level of soccer be played. Now, for some seasons that are drawing to a close. First, the Little League Baseball and Softball World Series. Earlier this month, Johnstown, Pennsylvania defeated Floyd's Knobs, Indiana, 1-0 to win the state's first Little League Softball World Series since 1978. Johnstown was led by the uncontested MVP of the Little League Softball World Series, Reagan Bills. Bills pitched all 30 innings for her team throughout the entire tournament and allowed a 0.0 ERA, meaning she didn't give up one single run throughout the entire tournament. In the championship game, she threw a 105-pitch complete game, giving up just 1 hit and striking out 7 batters. In the batter's box, Bills also secured 2 hits, including driving in the game-winning run. This was one of the most dominant performances in all of sports in recent history. Speaking of softball, the Athletes Unlimited Softball League, also known as the AUSL, just wrapped up their inaugural season. The professional softball league consisted of just 4 teams this year, the Bandits, Talons, Blaze, and Volts, and the Talons defeated the Bandits for the first ever championship in league history. While the league may have started small this year, a broadcast deal with ESPN and investment from the MLB will help the league grow in coming years. For the Little League Baseball World Series, the double elimination bracket is still being played out, with all the games this week leading to the championship game this Sunday, August 24th at noon. Another league that's quickly approaching its finale is the WNBA. The playoffs will officially begin in just a few weeks on September 14th, and teams are starting to clinch their spots in the postseason. The first team to claim a playoff position were the Minnesota Lynx. Minnesota has been beyond dominant, currently sitting with a 28-6 record and have only lost 1 game at home this season. They're led by Nafisa Collier, who despite being out with an ankle injury since August 2nd, still leads the league with 23.5 points per game. Not too far behind Minnesota are the Atlanta Dream, New York Liberty, Phoenix Mercury, and the Las Vegas Aces. The final regular season games won't be until September 11th, so all of these teams have a chance to catch up to Minnesota. However, barring anything drastic, all should be playoff teams. Taking up the middle of the pack are the Indiana Fever. However, with less than a month left, the Fever are down a lot of star players. Caitlin Clark has been sidelined with a groin injury since August 7th, and in that same game, Ari McDonald also broke her foot and Sydney Colson tore her ACL, as both players were lost for the year. Now, to make matters even worse, the Fever announced on Tuesday that guard Sophie Cunningham will also miss the remainder of the 2025 season because of an MCL tear in her right knee. At 19-16, Indiana is currently sitting in 6th place in the standings and trying to maintain its playoff positioning with less than a month left until the postseason starts. As a reminder, the top 8 teams in the league standings make the playoffs. The other teams lingering just on the cusp of playoff contention are the Golden State Valkyries in their inaugural season, along with the Seattle Storm, Los Angeles Sparks, and Washington Mystics. So far, the 3 teams currently eliminated from playoff contention are the Connecticut Sun, Chicago Sky, and Dallas Wings. A quick WNBA fun fact. The Atlanta Dream and Seattle Storm made history last week when they played the first WNBA game in history outside of the United States. The 2 teams met up at Rogers Arena, home to the Vancouver Canucks, in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. This move, of course, comes as a preview for the WNBA in Canada, as the Toronto Tempo are the latest expansion team set to join the WNBA in 2026. Anyway, there are games essentially every day for the next few weeks, so tune in to see which teams will fully secure their playoff spot and their chance at a championship. Over on the tennis courts, the qualifying rounds for both the men's and women's US Open of Tennis tournaments have begun. For the men, naturally, defending champion and current world number 1 Jannik Sinner is the favorite to bring home the title. Not far behind him, though, is number 2 ranked Carlos Alcaraz. Number 4, Taylor Fritz from Rancho Santa Fe, California, might be somewhat of an underdog, but he still has some pretty solid odds to bring home a title. For the women, number 1 Aryna Sabalenka is coming off of her shocking upset loss to American Amanda Anisimova at Wimbledon. Sabalenka is currently the favorite to take home the women's singles title, but as per usual, number 2 ranked Iga Swiatek is just right behind her. Just barely outside of the top 2 favorites is number 3 ranked American Coco Gauff, who brought home the title at Roland Garros in the French Open just a few months ago after defeating Sabalenka in the final round. The qualifying matches will be going on all weekend, and the official bracket for both the men and women's singles matches will begin this Sunday, the 24th. All events will lead to the championship round, which will be on September 6th for the women and September 7th for the men. All this to say, don't miss out on any of the tennis action over the next week or so, as the best players in the world will be competing on one of tennis's biggest stages. Whenever I mention men's golf on this show, about 99% of the time, it revolves around Scottie Scheffler. And today's no different. Scheffler erased a 4-shot deficit in 5 holes and then delivered the dagger with a chip-in birdie from 81 feet away at the par 3 17th hole on Sunday at the BMW Championship. He closed with a 3-under 67 for a 2-shot victory, securing his 5th PGA Tour title of the season, becoming the first player since Tiger Woods in 2006 to win at least 5 times on tour in consecutive years. Today marks the beginning of the PGA Tour Championship at East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. Any guesses who the reigning champ is out of this tournament? Yep, Scottie Scheffler. Obviously, he's favored to win again this year, and I don't see any reason why he won't. The championship round will also begin this Sunday. So whether you want to watch tennis, soccer, football, basketball, Major League or Little League Baseball, golf, or virtually anything else, there's no shortage of sports to indulge in this weekend. I'll be off air next week as I will be traveling, but we'll be right back here in 2 weeks with more news, updates, and highlights from all across the sports world. We'll have a full week of college football and the first NFL game of the year before I see you next, plus the final days of MLB, WNBA, and more to cover. So as always, thanks for tuning in to this Friday's episode of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young. Have a great weekend. I'll see you back here the first week of September.